If you're taking your herbal pills and it's not working, it may not be the problem of the herb. It actually may be the way that you're taking it. And let me explain why. When someone comes to us and tells us that they're taking a certain herb, we don't only ask what kind of herb, we ask what kind of herbs they're mixed with, what Anupana are you taking it with, what organ is it supposed to act on. These all matter because it's not just the herb. The herb really depends on your digestion, the percentage of each dosha, vata, kapha, and pitta in you, which organ, which part of your body, or which strotas of your body we want this medicine to work on. So all of these different things make an Ayurvedic consultant a lot more important. It's not as basic as just going to grabbing a little pill from off the shelf and just taking it and expecting to work. There goes so much into it because it's very different than Western medicine. With Western medicine, you take a pill, you take Xanax, and it works right away. But if you take Ashwagandha, the way you take it, how you take it, the time you take it, and what you mix it with also matters. In Ayurveda, we don't really take pills. Pills is the most basic way or form of taking an herb or formula. But in Ayurveda, we take churnas is the most basic ones after taking a pill. So a churna is basically the powdered herb, which is pretty much the pill, but it doesn't come in a capsule, so you can just take it like that. Sometimes they dip the churna in alcohol, they dip the churna in different kinds of liquids, and they just kind of make it hard and make these little balls, and then you can take those. So that's kind of a traditional Ayurvedic pill without the capsules. The second thing is hot infusion. So obviously, as it sounds, just like a tea, you just make a tea for yourself, you sip it in hot water. With some herbs, you have to make sure that the temperature is not too high. Some of the heavier herbs, you want to make sure you put it in a higher temperature. Sometimes you have to boil it, but it's a hot infusion. So with a hot infusion, you just pour the water in it, you make it sit for about 15 minutes and you drink it. So that's pretty much the second most basic way of taking a medicine. So the third way is making a decoction. So you bring the churna and water to a boil, and let's say if you started with 4 cups, you reduce it to about 2 cups or less, depending on how strong you want it, depending on where we want it to work. So it all really depends. So that's one of the other ways that they make the medicine. The fourth type is Sita Kashaya, which is basically a cool infusion. A lot of people do this with Triphala. So you put Triphala powder in your glass of water, you put just cool water on it, you leave it for several hours, or most people like to leave it overnight, and in the morning you would just strain it and drink it. The fifth way, and my favorite, is medicated ghee. You cook the herbs and the medicines. It comes with a specific formula, so you actually take a few classes to be able to formulate these, and you go to school for months to be able to make medicated ghee. So not that everybody can make this at home. There's a lot that goes into it to make sure that you make the perfect ghee, there's no water left in it, and it gets absorbed properly and it's cooked the way it's supposed to cook. It usually takes a whole day for me to make it because I have to pay a lot of attention. I usually leave it for about 8-9 hours to cook on a very low heat. So it's my favorite way to do it. It's just like you're putting so much love and devotion into that portion, and it's amazing. I love doing that. So medicated ghee is very popular because it reaches the deeper dhatus in your body, such as Majja dhatu, which is basically associated with your bone marrow and your nervous system. And then the sixth thing that I wanted to talk about is not a way that you make the medicine, it's actually the way you take it. So depending on what dosha we're working on, it doesn't matter if you're vata or pitta or kapha. If you're taking ashwagandha, am I taking ashwagandha to help with vata, pitta, or kapha vitiation? Depending on what I actually purposefully doing this for, I'm going to pick the right Anupana. For example, usually I'll give you the 3 most basic Anupanas, like water for kapha, because we don't want a lot of oil or medicines like heavy ghee for kapha. So we basically most likely are going to mix it with water for them. If someone has a pitta vitiation we're trying to get over, they have acidity or they have like a very heated mind, we might actually decide to, instead of water, mix the churna or mix the medicine or whatever we made, or the actual pill that they're taking, they can take it with aloe juice. So it gives them that cooling effect. And for people who have vata vitiation, for example, someone who has dryness of skin, someone who can't sleep, or someone who has anxiety, very, very vata vitiated, then we use whole milk. With whole milk, we add the churna or medicated ghee, we mix it together. We add a pinch of cinnamon and cardamom to make sure that it absorbs better, because they also struggle with digestive issues. So that's one of the ways that we can help Vata people. So there are different Anupanas that we could actually use and choose, and depending on the person that we talk to, we choose that for them correctly. I'm an Ayurvedic consultant, and before this I studied physics and basically tutored kids in physics and math. Then I got interested into health. If you know my story, I got into spirituality and Ayurveda, and I'm obsessed with helping people with Ayurveda. So if you want to talk to me, I have a link in the description below, 50 minutes free talk consultation, no strings attached. You can chat with me and see if you'd like to work with me, then we can get started. Right now, this is a part of my internship, so I'm not charging anything. So you might as well take this opportunity. Until November, I'm seeing patients for pretty much free. Our school charges a little fee, but that's about it. So let me know. You could just message me or DM me on Instagram and we'll chat. And for the last thing I wanted to mention on this video is that how we take the medicine matters. If you've seen my last video, you know that I really care about how you take your meals and your food. And just the same attention that you pay with your food, how you take it, if you're sitting down, if you're saying a mantra, if you're closing your eyes, you're connecting with your food, the food nourishes you better because you're making a connection with what you're eating. Same goes with your medication. So if you're taking a pill to help you with something, even if it's as simple as an iron pill, if you're taking it in the morning, just take a few seconds and kind of just set that intention and why you're taking that pill. It's very, very important. And I hope that the point is getting across in different videos that how you take your medicine, how you take your food, it really does matter. So if you really like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your friend, and comment below if you have any other questions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel grow. Thank you. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.